President Donald Trump's Liberation Day speech in the Rose Garden paved the way for the era of fair trade. By the way, fair trade for the United States, that is. Just the News, by the way, has an interesting comparison saying that the president's tariff gamble is similar to former President Ronald Reagan's peace through strength strategy. The way they see it back then, of course, it was about U.S. military expansion and forceful foreign policy. It brought the Soviet Union to their knees and put an end to the Cold War. In Trump's case, it's more economic prosperity through strength on imposing tariffs against most of our trading partners. The legacy of Trump's historic tariffs obviously are not going to be written in the next weeks and months. It will be years, sorry, Terrence, until we know the full impact. All right. Former White House official Camryn Kinsey joins us now to talk about the similarities between the Trump tariff deal and President Reagan's peace through strength strategy. That's a mouthful. Camryn, great to see you this morning. All right. So do you believe history is going to remember Trump's tariffs like Reagan's peace through strength strategy? I mean, they are similar because to achieve success politically, showing strength, not weakness, is obviously the key.
Absolutely. But there's one major difference. I believe Trump inherited a much bigger mess than Reagan. Reagan faced a lot of serious crises. Don't get me wrong. High inflation, a weak military, like you were pointing out, a nation that had lost confidence in itself. However, Reagan didn't have to deal with the fentanyl at the border, China buying up our farmland, supply chain held together by duct tape. Trump is rebuilding what Biden and the globalist class have really torn apart. And like Reagan, he believes peace through strength, but he's executing it with modern tools like we're seeing, David, tariffs, trade leverage, really just unapologetic American leadership that we've been lacking. And so history will remember Trump as the president who didn't just bring back Reagan's legacy, I believe. He's truly finishing what Reagan started.
That is a key point and a key difference. That's true regarding Reagan versus Trump in terms of what they inherited, for sure. And here's another key difference. Reagan did it with a butter knife and Trump does it with a chainsaw, but that's a separate stylistic issue for sure. All right, Camryn, what about a crisis in confidence in the American dollar? Is that brewing? Here's what Bloomberg says, or at least according to Bloomberg, the day after Trump's Liberation Day announcement, the dollar declined by more than 2%. Of course, the stock market's about to open, futures looking bleak again. How big of a concern does this raise about consumer confidence? What's your sense kind of going forward here, Camryn?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't think it's a crisis of confidence in the dollar. It's a crisis of confidence in the global freeloaders who've been gaming the system for decades. When President Trump says America first, the market reacts not out of fear, but because they know the free ride is over for them. A short-term dip isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign of strength. The dollar isn't crumbling. It's really being reclaimed. And the American consumer isn't panicking, in my opinion. They're hopeful because this is the first time in years that somebody is actually fighting for them. And let's not forget, the Democrats used to agree with this, David. I mean, Nancy Pelosi endorsed reciprocal tariffs on China back in 1996. Right. In 2008, Bernie Sanders said free trade without tariffs will destroy American manufacturing. So if the left is suddenly in meltdown mode about policy, it's not about policy. It's about politics. It's disingenuous. It's hypocritical. It's nothing but political theater. But fortunately, the American people see right through it.